All right, so the first part of Act 2. Act 2, Scene 1. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we are now in Cyprus, right? They traveled there. That's where Othello was going to fight the Ottomans, the Turkish fleet, right? And so Montano is the governor of Cyprus. So we need a Montano. Anyone need the governor? You got it? Okay. And then we're going to need a gentleman 1, 2, and 3. Go parts. Anybody? 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Montano.
What from the cake can you discern as sweet?
Nothing at all. It is a high route lunch. I cannot trace the evidence name. Yes, sorry, a sail.
Right, so they can't see a sail. They're watching out into the ocean, looking for Othello's fleet.
Thanks to the wind past both cloud and land. Forward last never so far battle. It passed ruffians so upon the sea. What ribs of oak when mountain smells on them? What shall we hear this?
A segregation of the Turkish fleet. For Jupiter stand upon the foaming shore. The chidden billow seems to pelt the clouds. The wind-shaped surge with high and monstrous hands, seems to cast water on the burning bear and quench the guards of ever fixed pole. I never did like molestation view on the and shaped flood.
Okay, so super bad storm at sea.
Is that the Turkish fleet be not in shelter and they're drowned? It's impossible to bear it out.
All right, so watching out to the sea, they're like, there's no way the Turkish fleet is going to survive that terrible storm. I'm pretty sure that they've probably been drowned. Okay, which also probably doesn't bode well for Othello and his fleet. Think about it, right?
Newsflash, our wars are done. The desperate tempest cracked so banged the Turks that their assignment holds. The noble ship of Venice cracked deep in previous wrath and suffering on most parts of their fleet.
All right, so confirmation. We've seen a shipwreck. The Turkish fleet has been sunk. How? This is true.
The ship is here, put in. Of Verona.
Right, so a ship from Verona.
Michael Cassio. The time to the word more Othello is come on shore, the more himself at sea, in his full formation here to Cyprus.
All right, so Michael Cassio, remember he's lieutenant. He has arrived safely and reported, yes, the Turkish ships are sunk.
I'm glad on it. 'Tis a worthy governor.
But this same Cassio, though he speaks of comfort touching the Turkish loss, yet he looks sadly and prays the more state, for they were parted with foul and violence.
All right, so they got separated at sea. We're not sure the fate of Othello right now.
For I have served him, pray heaven he be, for I have served him, and the man commands like a full soldier. Just as I know, as well as see the vessel has come in. As we draw our eyes toward the fellow, even till we make the man, the aerial blue, and in speeding stick.
All right, so they're waiting for Othello to show up. They're hopeful.
Come, let's do so, for every minute is expectancy of more arrivals.
Here comes Cassio.
Thank you, the valiant of this warlike isle, that so proved the more. Oh, let the heavens give you defense against the elements, for I have lost him on dangerous sea.
Is he well?
Ship. Is he well? I mean, does he have a solid ship? Do you think he can survive it?
His bark is stoutly timbered, and his pilot of for my hope, not certificate to death, stand in bold pure, within a sail. What noise?
The town is empty. On the brow of the sea stand ranks of people, and they cry a sail. So they're all excited. Maybe it's Othello's ship.
My hopes do shake him for the governor.
They do discharge their shout of courtesy, our friends at least.
I pray you, sir, go forth and give us truth to his that is arrived.
I shall.
But good lieutenant, is your general wife?
What? Which means it's he married.
Most fortunately, he hath achieved a maid that serves on subscription and wild fame, one that excels the perks of placing in French and in the sensual gesture of creation, just higher deeds in generous.
Yeah, so super hot wife, basically, is what that means. Right? He's well married. All right, second gentleman.
Just one Iago, ancient to the demo.
Oh, so it's Iago's ship that has arrived. So remember, Othello left with Michael Cassio to do battle with the Turks. Iago was supposed to transport the wives, so he's not part of the battle. But his ship has arrived before Othello's has, so that also looks kind of not so good for Othello, right? Like, why hasn't Othello arrived yet? Iago has also come the same pace, but behind him, it seems like Othello should be there already. Okay.
Has had most favorable and happy speed, hunted themselves high seas and howling waves, with guttered rocks and congregated sand, craters and steep to and clogged with guiltless keel, as having sense of beauty beyond it, their mortal natures letting go safely by the gaudy Desdemona.
All right, so mention of Desdemona is divine, right? So she definitely has a very high reputation, but this is also Michael Cassio saying that. So keep in mind, Iago's plan is to make it look like Michael Cassio is into Desdemona, right? What is she?
She that I spake of, our great captain left in the conduct of the whole Iago, whose footing here is his face are thought. A scene that
7 nights speed.
7 nights speed, great Jove, Othello guard, and swell his sail with thine own powers of breath, that he may bless his bay with his tall ship, make love quick dance on Desdemona's arms, give renewed fire to her
Extincted.
extincted spirits, and bring all Cyprus comfort.
All right, so here comes Desdemona, Iago, Rodrigo, and Amelia, who is Iago's wife. So Rodrigo is not like part of the military. Why he's tagging along, I'm not really sure, but he's there.
He loves it.
He does love Desdemona.
Oh, behold, the riches of the ship is come on shore. You men of Cyprus, let her have your knees. Hail to thee, lady, and the grace of heaven. The shores behind thee, and our everything, and wheels you round.
I thank you, valiant Cassio. What writings can you tell me, my lord?
Tidings.
Oh,
So what
tidings.
news? She's trying to, she's there thinking Othello must be there already because he left ahead of time, right?
He's not yet arrived, nor I know aught, but that he's well, and will be through shortly.
Oh, but I fear, how lost in front of me.
The great contention of the sea and sky parted our fellowship.
A sail, look hark, a sail.
They give their greeting to the citadel. This likewise is a friend.
See for the news. Good ancient, you are welcome. Welcome, mistress. Let it not fail your patience, good Iago, that I extend my manners. 'Tis my greeting that gives you this bold shade proof.
All right, so he gives a kiss, right? That's Michael Cassio, presumably kissing Amelia, Iago's wife, like on the hand, probably, thing, right?
Sir, would she give you so much of her lips as of her tongue she oft bestow on me, you would have enough.
All right, so Iago, he's just mean, right? He's like, oh, pardon me for kissing your wife, and he's like, you can have it all. If she would bestow, would you, that means I wish, she would give you so much of her lips as of her tongue she oft bestows on me, meaning she talks constantly, right? You would have enough, right? If she gave you as much of her mouth as she gives to me by just blabbing all the time, you'd say, no thanks, right?
Aw,
So
that's sweet.
he's really not very nice to his wife.
Oh my
It's the
God.
first interaction we see with his wife here.
Alas, she has no speech.
In faith too much, I find it still when I have this to sleep. Mary, before your ladyship, I grant, puts her from a little bit of heart. Try something.
Oh, we need an Amelia. Who wants to be Iago? You got it.
You have no promises.
Come on, you are pictures outdoors. The bells in your parlor, wild cats in your kitchen, saints in your injuries, devils being offended, players in your husband, free, husband in your pets.
Oh, fie upon me, slanderer.
Nay, it is true, or else you rise to play and go to bed.
Right, so he's basically calling his wife a prostitute, right? You rise to play and go to bed to work. Like he's joking around, but you know, you've probably seen married couples like this before where the husband is constantly saying nasty things to the wife like that, like it's funny. It's not funny,
No,
right?
it's
Newsflash, nobody wants to be talked about like that in front of other people, much less in private. So, Iago apparently just verbally abuses his wife like this all the time and thinks it's funny and thinks other people are going to think it's funny. Amelia?
You shall not write my praise.
No, let me not.
What is right of me? If thou shouldst praise me.
Right, so, okay, sassy talk. Like, what do you have to say about me?
Oh, gentle lady, do not put me to it, for I am nothing if not fair.
Right, like, don't make me do it. Like, because if he's going to try to be witty, he's going to say really mean things about her. He's like, just don't even ask me to do that.
Come on, Assay. There's one.
Yeah, Assay means try.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not married, but I do beguile the thing I am by seeming otherwise. How wouldst thou praise me?
I am about it, but indeed my invention comes from my fate as Birdland does to its trees. It plucks out brains and from my muse labors, and thus she is delivered. She be fair and wise, fair and quick. The ones produce the others.
Well praised, how she be black and witty?
She be black, and there too have a wit, but mine is white, so is her black.
Worse and worse.
How is fair and foolish?
Never yet she was foolish that was fair, or even her folly held her to an air.
These are old fond paradoxes to make fools laugh they all else. What miserable praise hast thou preferred that's foul and foolish?
There is none so foul and foolish thereunto, but this foul friends which fair and wise do.
O heavy ignorance, thou praisest the word best. But what praise dost thou bestow on a deserving woman indeed, one that in the authority of her merit did justly put the voucher, the very malice itself?
She that was ever fair, never proud, had fun at will and yet was never loud, never lacked gold and yet went never gay, fled from her wish and yet said, now I may. She that being argued her then being nigh, bade her wrong stay and her displeasure fly. She that in wisdom never was so frail, changed upon his head for the salmon stand. She that could think and never disposed her mind, see suitors following and not with behind. She was a wife ever since.
To do what?
To suckle fools in Chronicles more here.
Almost lame and impotent conclusion. Do not learn him, Amelia, though he may be thy husband. How say you, Cassio? Is he not a most profane and liberal counselor?
He speaks so, madam, you may relish the more in the soldier than in the scholar.
Right, so Cassio doesn't want to insult Iago, but he also isn't going to agree with him about the sassiness he's saying about women. Says you may relish him more in the soldier than in a scholar. So your husband has good qualities. He's a good soldier. He's not necessarily scholarly in the sense of saying wise things. That's Michael Cassio's way of saying, I don't see women that way, and I don't agree with what he's saying. All right, so Iago says this aside, meaning that Cassio doesn't hear.
He takes her by the palm, well said whisper.
Right, so Michael Cassio taking Desdemona by the hand. This is exactly what Iago wants to see happening.
With as little love as this will I ensnare, as great as the flies cast. Smile upon her, Jew, I will guide thee in thine own course. You say true, 'tis so indeed. If such tricks as these strip you of your lieutenancy, it had been better if you would not kiss your 3 fingers so long, which now again you are most apt to play their service. Very good, well kissed, an excellent kiss. 'Tis so indeed. Yet again your fingers to your lips. Would they burn Clyster type for your sakes?
A trumpet sound. So he's watching Cassio. He's like, oh yeah, just keep doing it. Keep kissing her hand, keep looking at her, right? Because this is all playing into exactly what he wants to trap Othello, to snare him in his trap, to make Othello think that there's something going on between Michael Cassio and Desdemona. So, the trumpet.
The more I know his trumpet.
He's truly so.
Let's meet him and receive him.
Lo, where he comes.
Mr. Othello.
Oh, my fair word,
My dear Othello,
it gives me wonder great as my content to see you here before me. Oh, my soul's joy. If after every tempest came such calm, may the winds blow till they have wakened death, and let the laboring bark fly hills of seas on this height that began as low as hell's path. If it were now to die, for now to be most happy, for I fear my soul hath her content so absolute and not a double comfort like this, like to this succeeds in unknown things.
All right, to say that he is excited to see Desdemona is an understatement, right? If I were to die right now, it would be perfect because I'm so happy. It can't get any better than this because he can't wait to get with his wife, right? Desdemona, how do you feel?
the heavens forbid, but that our loves and comforts should increase even as our days do grow.
Right? She's like, no, it's going to keep getting even better and better. We're going to fall more in love with each other.
Amen to that, sweet Thomas. I cannot speak it. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. There's too much of joy. And this, the greatest disappointment be that
Ever our hearts shall make. So I hope this is the worst discord of a connection we ever have. It's only going to be even better from here on out. All right, Iago, to the side.
Oh, you are well too now, but I'll set down the pegs and make the music as honest as I am.
He's like, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, because I am about to destroy you.
Come, let us to the castle. News, friends, our wars are done. The Turks are drowned. How does my own appointments? Honey, we shall be well desired in Cyprus. I have found great love amongst them. Oh, I prattle out of fashion. I don't in my own confidence. I pray thee, good Iago, go to the bay and disembark my coffers. Bring thou the master to the citadel. He is a good one, and his worthiness does challenge much respect. Come, Desdemona, once more, well met, Cyprus.
All right, so they leave to go be together. He gives Iago the job of unpacking the ship. Iago?
Do thou meet me from the harbor, come hither. If thou dost valiant, as they say, base men being love, have them the nobility of their natures more than a hated to them. Listen, the lieutenant tonight walked on the part of the First, I must tell thee this, Desdemona is directly loved.
Oh, newsflash, right? Here comes Rodrigo, tagging along, trying to get some kind of scrap from Desdemona. And the first thing Iago tells him is, she's actually in love with Michael Cassio. So now, not only do you have to compete with Othello for husband, but Michael Cassio is also into Desdemona. And she is directly in love with him. All right, Rodrigo.
With him? Why, it is not possible.
Lay thy finger thus, and let thy soul be instructed. Mark thee with what violence she first loved the more, the bragging of the fantastical lies. Philip him still for prating, let not thy discreet heart. Her eye must be fed, and what delight shall she have to live on together?
Right, so he's not good looking, apparently, according to Iago. I think most people would agree. But Iago's like, she's going to need some eye candy. And Othello's stories only go so far, so she's probably going to be looking to the sweet hot Michael Cassio, the lieutenant, right? Because Iago, eventually she's going to get sick of Othello and just his stories. She's going to want something hot. Okay?
When the blood is made dull with active sport, there should be against would claim it that she accepts the tiring of her upright aspect. Loveliness and favor, 16 years, manners and beauty, all which the more expect.
Right, so he doesn't have all those good qualities. He doesn't look so good. He's not young. So she's going to be checking out Michael Cassio now.
Now, for want of these required conveniences, her delicate tenderness will find itself abused. Begin to keep divorced this relic and abhor them both.
Yep, she's gonna start to hate them more.
Very nature will instruct her and make a proper two sets of choice. Now, sir, this granted, as it is a most technical and unforced decision, to stand so eminent in the degree of misfortune as Cassio does, and they very well be. No further
Conscionable.
than in putting on a mere form of civil and humane suit. For the better compass of the soul and most in loose affection, why none? A slipper and subtle knave, finder outer of occasion, that has an eye and stamp and hundred advantages, the true advantage never presented, a devil. Besides, the knave is handsome, young, and hath all those requisites in him that folly and green minds look after. A pestilent, complete shade, and the woman hath valuable.
Yep, it's a done deal. She already noticed. Michael Cassio is a pretty good substitute when she realizes that Othello is not young and attractive. Rodrigo?
I cannot believe that's her. She's full of the most blessed condition.
Right, so it's, oh my gosh, really? Because he's in love with her, and it's bad enough she married somebody else, but now she's going to be unfaithful and be going to look at Michael Cassio? He just doesn't want to believe that about his idol.
Let's take the wine she drinks is made of grapes.
Right, she's only human. The wine she drinks is made of grapes. It's not ambrosia. She's not a goddess.
If she had drank less, she would never have loved him more. Less. Didst thou not see her pile with the palm of his hand? Didst not mark that?
Right, did you see him holding her hand, kissing her hand, right?
Yes, that I did. That was but not cursed.
Lechery.
Lechery, that means cheating on your spouse. Lechery. Yes, lechery. There you go. Add that to your vocab.
In this extra prologue, the history of lust and power. They met so near with their lips that their breaths embraced. Villainous doctrine. When these
Mutualities.
mutualities so marshalled away, hard at hand comes the master and may exercise. The incorporate Hish, but sir, do you rule of money? I have brought you from Venice. What do you look tonight? For the command, I'll take on. Cassio knows you. I'll not be far. Do you find some occasion to anger Cassio, either by speaking too loud or painting a discipline, or from what other course you please, which the times are more favorably.
All right, so apparently Cassio and Rodrigo don't know each other, which makes sense because Rodrigo is not military, right? So he tells Rodrigo, sometime tonight, you gotta pick a fight with Michael Cassio. That's your job, that's part of the plan. He hasn't explained it yet, but he tells them, you gotta pick a fight with Cassio tonight.
Huh?
Rodrigo?
Oh, well.
Sir, he's rash and very sudden.
And choler, so if you had me for Julius Caesar, you know that choler means that sudden flare-up of anger. Remember Cassio in the tent? I don't know if you guys remember that part. Right, choler means that you've got this sudden anger, right? And so that's something that apparently he knows about Michael Cassio. And so pick a fight with him because he's got a really bad temper. That's the instruction.
You happily may strike it.
Yeah, let him hit you.
Provoke him that he may. For even out of that will I cause thee of Cyprus to meet with me. This great occasion shall come in no true case again, but by this planting of Cassio. So shall you have a shorter journey to your desires by the means I till then have preferred. And the impediment which profitably removed, without the which there will be no expectation of prosperity.
All right, Rodrigo, what do you say? You gonna pick a fight?
I will do this if you can bring it to any opportunity.
Right, so, okay, fine, but what are you gonna do with it? Like, how is this gonna help me get Desdemona?
Warden, meet me by and by. I must fetch you such a farewell.
Adieu.
All right, so he's just a gullible sucker. Okay, fine, I'm gonna pick a fight with Michael Cassio. All right, Iago, all by himself?
That Cassio loves her, I do well believe.
Okay, so he really does think that Michael Cassio is in love with Desdemona. Because he's saying this to the audience, there's no reason to lie to us, right? So maybe she was kind of that it girl that everybody was into. Now she's married to Othello. Doesn't mean Michael Cassio is making moves on her, but maybe there's a back history there that Michael Cassio really was into Desdemona, right? And he's still kind of showing signs of it if you know that about him. but he's not being improper. Kissing her hand, that wasn't anything improper, right? So he says, I believe that he's in love with her. All right?
That she loves him, his absence. The more, howbeit that I hear not, is of a constant loving noble nature, and I dare think of which Desdemona most dear husband.
Right, so he does think that Othello probably would be a good husband, but too bad, so sad. He's gonna mess up the marriage anyway.
Now I do love her too, not out of absolute loss, of her adventure as the undergone for as great a sin, partly led to die by revenge, for that I do suspect a lusty more, and leap into my seat.
Yeah, so that whole business about, I'm pretty sure Othello has slept with my wife. So he says he doesn't lust for Desdemona, but he's got a love for her. Like, he doesn't have anything against her. But he's got to get back at Othello for jumping into his bed and messing around with his wife, whether it was true or not.
The thought whereof doth poisonous mineral gnaw my mind, and nothing can or shall content my soul, till I am even, wife for wife.
Right, so I'm going to get even, wife for wife. Okay? He messed with my wife. I'm going to mess with his wife. Not necessarily that Iago is going to get with the wife, but he's going to mess up the marriage.
So it's more like it's supposed to be against Othello, but not
Yes.
his wife. Like he doesn't want to hurt his wife.
We don't really know how he feels. I mean, he hasn't been very kind to his wife.
No, but why wouldn't he just get with Desdemona?
Because he says he doesn't lust for her, but he wants to mess up her marriage.
And maybe he doesn't want to deal with Othello because they got in a fight.
All right,
He's
keep going. We're gonna wiggle soon, but let's just finish up this scene.
Or failing so, yet that I put the more, jealousy so strong that doesn't not care. Which things to do in this poor craft tennis, whom I praise for his quick hunting stands putting on. I'll have a Michael Cassio on the hip, of use into the moor in the rain car, for I fear Cassio with my night cat too. Make the more thank me, love me and reward me, for making him
Egregiously.
an ass, and practicing upon him peace and quiet, even madness. Is here, but yet so confused, neighboring place face, never seen.
Right? So the whole plan is going to make Othello an ass, right? But Othello's going to praise him and reward him. That's going to be the end goal, because he's not going to know that Iago was the whole goal. All right, so you don't know exactly how it's going to shake out yet. We're going to wiggle until we're 7, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up at 2. You all right, Parker?
Yeah, just tired again.
All right.